Not long ago, a very young member of our audience sent us an email, and you're looking at maybe 2,000, 3,000 words, and he wanted to start an online store. But the thing is, he has zero experience in e-commerce. So he is 21 years old and has about $1,500 in savings. So he says, baby steps, please. I need help. So in today's conversation, we are going to cover everything. We're going to spill the beans. So Terrence, if you are listening to us, this is for you, and you are sure listening to us. And also, we are inviting the audience members to actually pitch in. Please pitch in.
One in a million, one in a million, one in a million. You know they're coming up to me, 'cause I'm just the kind of flower with a stinging killer beat, but the rhythm's getting higher. Go, 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 go. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million.
Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka, and let's roll. In today's conversation, we want to address a topic that basically Terrence, a 21-year-old man, actually sent to us, and it's all about starting an online store. So he said he wants to start an online store but has zilch experience in e-commerce. Okay, he has about $1,500 in savings, and we are going to provide today in today's conversation baby steps that you need to take step by step. Okay, so what's really going on here? So Terrence, we obviously, we have a blank to your last name as you requested, and so we are going to explain your situation to the audience so that our very smart audience members can also pitch in if they want to give you advice, if they want to give you their experience. It's all about collective wisdom. So Terrence, I want you to listen to this show till the end, and most importantly, you want to read the comments. If you have any questions, you can answer in the comment section, or you can send us a private email. Not a problem. Okay, so Terrence, we are speaking about audience members. We are speaking about Terrence as 21 years old. Okay, he's single. He's an intern right now at Chase Bank, and he has a bachelor's degree in psychology, and he wants to start an online store. Doesn't matter. He just wants to start an online store. Right now, he has about $1,528 in savings and checking deposits. So that's basically everything he has. And the internship at Chase is unpaid. Just want to mention that, so that he's not getting any salary or wage right now from Chase. This is a 3 to 6 month internship. And the thing is that Terrence wants to sell seasonal products. So he's not really into long-term products. He just wants to sell products that are really in demand during a specific season. Okay, and he loves consumer goods. Now, Terrence, we spoke to you, and we really wanted for you to clarify that part, because consumer goods is a broad category, but it's okay. So you are interested in eBay, you are interested in Amazon, and you are interested in Etsy. So not a problem, okay? And we'll just maybe answer questions about those three platforms, but also talk to you about Shopify, WooCommerce, BigCommerce. I mean, the world is big. Everything is possible here. So, okay. First things first. So I just gave your broad information to the audience members so that they can actually follow through as we go through the conversation. Okay. And so one thing I want to say here is that first things first, you need to choose an e-commerce platform. Terrence, this is very important. Okay. So when we talk about e-commerce, you need to choose an e-commerce platform. And this could be anything, but you have to think about what really is important for you. Okay, you have to think about usability. In other words, is it easy to use? Because for you, you are young, you are 21 years old. You have to think about something that is very easy to use. And when we talk about e-commerce platform, it could be two things. It can be either a platform that's a marketplace. So you have Amazon, you have Etsy, you have eBay, you have Facebook Marketplace, you have Walmart Marketplace, that's the marketplace. Or you can have a platform such as Shopify, such as BigCommerce or WooCommerce that actually helps you establish yourself online. Okay, very important. So think about usability, Terrence. Think about accessible customer support. In other words, if you need help, you should be able to reach out to them very quickly and not just to stay on the phone or send an email and they get back to you within a few days or whatever. No. So you want to choose accessible customer support. Also, you want to think about friction-free checkout, because streamlined checkout is critical to making sales. So Terrence, so when you choose a platform, whatever platform you choose, again, make sure that the checkout is very easy, because if you are doing all the efforts to actually bring customers to your store, whatever store you open, whatever you open it, if you're not able to have a streamless, a stressless checkout, this is not going to bring you sales, okay? And also think about web hosting. So if you decide to go with the second option, because remember I told you about the marketplace and the platform. So if you decide to go with marketplace, you don't need any web hosting. In other words, you just have a store on Amazon, on eBay, on Etsy, and what have you, and they are already taking care of everything. But if you choose to go with Shopify, you choose to go with BigCommerce, you choose to go with Weebly, you want to go. I mean, there are a lot of them. If you decide to go with those, you need to think about web host also, because a web host stores information and content on your e-commerce website in a server database. Okay, this is really important. Now, if you have Shopify, they do it for you. But there are other ways to make money without going with Shopify, BigCommerce, or WooCommerce. What I'm trying to say here is that you have a lot of options. But if you decide to go with a platform that does not have web hosting, you need to think about that. So you need to choose an e-commerce platform. Number 2, you need to decide on your target audience. Very important. Think about demographics. Think about location. Think about interest. Okay, so Terrence, be very clear about your target audience. You need to define your ideal persona. Okay, think about demographics. How old are they? The location, where they at, and their interests, their passions. Those are their hobbies. Very important. Be very careful, Terrence. Be very careful when it comes to choosing your products, because the thing here is that the products will make or break your online store. So be very careful about the products that you choose. Now, you said you wanted to have seasonal products. What does that mean? Break it down for me. Okay? And when we talk about online stores, it's not about having the whole market. It's about having niche products. Okay? You want to start little in a little niche. Okay? And you want to master that niche so well that you will get the cash and the revenue that you need to actually expand. It's very important. So when you start online, in anything you do online, the market is so big that you cannot go for a big category. You want to go for a sub category, and that's called a niche. Terrence, you hear me? So that's called a niche. So when you have this, you need to choose your products carefully. Okay, make sure that you have products that appeal to enthusiastic hobbyists, and you go with your personal passion. Your personal passion is really, really important. Terrence, what do you like? What are your passions? Talk to me about that. Because you said that, you are interested in eBay, Amazon, Etsy. You love consumer goods. Okay, that's fine. But what do you like exactly? What are your passions? Okay, and you want to capitalize on trends early. And whatever it is that you want to look at what's trending in online marketplaces. What are online marketplaces? That's what I just said. Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Wayfair, Bonanza. You have a lot of them. Walmart Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. So you have a lot of tools, and you don't have to spend any money, because right now we are trying to make sure that your $1,500 in savings is kept. Okay, you want to save, you want to keep it as much as possible. So look at what's trending in online marketplaces. You want to design your site, or you can just outsource that to a third party. If you go with most of the e-commerce platforms, they have templates for you, so you don't have to do anything. Okay, they have templates for you. You just need to have a business idea, a business name, a logo, photos. Okay, and you can outsource the whole thing to like for example, a logo. If you want to have a good logo, you can get a good logo for $5 or $10 on Fiverr, for example. Okay, so you want to write your product title and description. So you always want to start little, Terrence. Start little. Don't start with a lot of products. Okay, start little. Know who you're speaking to. Have high incentives. Anticipate common questions to your product. Maybe you want to make your test easy to scan and help customers see themselves using your product. Okay, so this is important. So upload product photos or other media, set your price, think about inventory, but those you can do it later on. Okay, and also very important, think about organizing your products into collections so that browsers, so that shoppers can browse your website very easily. So those are very important elements that you need to think about, right from the start. Okay, Terrence, you are asking us how to start, so we are going to give you baby steps, very, very baby steps. Number one, solution idea. Number one, you need to actually have, once you have your sites, once you have, again, those sites, you actually have them, you have templates already made up for you that you can actually choose, whether you go from Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Weebly, you have Volusion, you have a lot of them out there. If you have questions about that part, please let us know. You need to connect a payment gateway. The thing here is that you have to actually make sure that you are able to collect payments from your customers. Remember, your customers will be paying with credit cards and debit cards and whatnot, and you need to have a way to actually get that cash into your bank account. That's what a payment gateway is. This is very important, okay? And you need to think about that very clearly from the get-go. So you can, and the good thing is a lot of those e-commerce platforms make it easy for you. A lot of those, if you choose eBay, Amazon, and Etsy and whatnot, they actually have automatic systems in place, so you get your cash anyway. And a lot of those transactions go through PayPal, Stripe, or Square. Either way, you will get your cash in your bank account. I mean, there are processing fees, of course, okay, and the same process applies to online stores that you actually are hosting on dedicated servers. So, Terrence, you have to be very careful about the payment gateway part. Okay, so I'm just explaining to you what you need to do. So you have to set your website, and you have to actually make sure that you get paid. Now, you can also choose from third-party payment providers that actually have a lot of, besides PayPal and Stripe and Square, you have other players. But for us, the most important thing for you is when you start with something that you know. You want to start with Shopify, or not Shopify, with PayPal, for example. Everybody knows PayPal, okay? So you're comfortable with that. So very first thing is important, and especially if you are going to target a global audience, make sure that you have a payment processor that actually processes all currencies and deposits the cash in US dollar in your account. Because the last thing you want is to worry about currency denominations and whatnot. No, you don't want that. Solution idea number 2. You need to choose a business structure. This is really important. I mean, I've spoken to you about a store, but if you want to really grow and scale your business, because it is a business. I mean, right now you're having an internship at Chase, and you are not making any money on the side. But if you want to make money, really, you want to have from the get-go, you want to have a business structure. Now, I'm not saying that you have to quit your job. As a matter of fact, I want you to stay I want you to work, but build an online operation on the side. Okay, but don't be a sole proprietorship. See, the thing is, if you do not become a business, you can be liable for anything. But you don't want that. And the thing is, when it comes times for taxes, there are certain things you cannot write off. This is why I want you to set up a business, and it's not really complicated. Okay, because you're probably thinking you're 21, you think a business is a big thing. No, there's something called single member LLC, and you as a person, one person can have that. Okay, and it's very easy to set up. If you want us to give you more advice, we can do that. We have different videos about the subject, so it is the easiest and the most I would say the best protection for you, the best structure for you in terms of that. You can open a business bank account, which you want to do anyway, because you are trying to separate your business expenses from your personal expenses. This is important. Okay, so so the thing is, if you choose your name, you build your website, you find products, you write product descriptions, before you even launch, you need to make your new business legal. Okay, and the thing is, while it's not the most fun part, incorporating your business is a must. So a legal entity recognized by the government also protects you and protect your personal assets if something goes wrong, right? It also helps you potentially receive a lower tax bill, secure business funding more easily, create retirement plans, and separate credit rating from your personal score, right? So the thing here is that I just told you that a single member LLC is better, but there are other types. You can be a sole proprietorship, which is an unincorporated business without legal distinction between the company and you. You have a partnership, you have an LLC. So this could be a little fuzzy for you right now because you're young and still, still quote unquote inexperienced. But if you have questions about legal structure, please comment below and we'll certainly answer you. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about Terrence, who wants to start an online store from scratch, and we are giving him the baby steps he needs to actually run his store, to operate his store, to start his store properly. So solution idea number 3, you need to get your store ready for launch. Okay, so you've done a lot of work. You have organized your business. You have actually you have reached out to you have product descriptions, you have photos, you have videos in some cases. Now you got to get your store ready for launch. Okay, remember, you can add a custom domain. In other words, you want to customize your domain name. You can install relevant sales channels. You can customize your email and SMS notifications. Okay, there's a lot of things you can do. So adding a domain name actually is important. Now that's if you do not want to go the option of an e-commerce marketplace, an online marketplace, because if you go on Amazon, Etsy, or eBay and whatnot, you don't have a lot of ways, you don't have a lot of flexibility in terms of customizing your domain. But if you were to set up a store on Shopify, on BigCommerce, on Volusion, on Weebly, on WooCommerce, you can customize your domain. Very important, okay? And also, one thing you need to think about here is that you need to have a situation where you are able to have what we call multi-channel access. In other words, you can start on one channel, you can start on, say, Shopify, but have a way to actually advertise or communicate about your store on other platforms, okay? You also want to install the relevant sales channels. Okay, what are the sales channels? Well, you have, for example, you have social media. Yeah, social media is very important. You want to have social media, and you can be on Facebook. See, Terrence, the whole thing here is that you want to make sure that you have a system in place where you can draw customers to your store automatically. So you have a social media, you have marketplaces. Okay, you also have a Google. You have Google Trends. That's what your SEO is very important. Okay, and you also need to make sure that you have a way to, if you want to start a blog, you can start a blog also. The whole thing is to find different ways where you can establish your expertise in the subject and draw new traffic continuously. Solution idea number 4. So 7, yeah. Solution idea number 4. Terrence, what I want you to do is actually launch your store. So you are now ready to launch your store. Okay. And the thing is that you feel good about it. Everything is fine. Okay. And, but the thing is that you need to do now marketing, because launching your store is kind of cool. You're all excited and everything, but very soon you will realize that the market is very competitive. No matter your niche, you are going to face competition. And the important things here is to analyze what really matters for you. Okay, so you need to think about marketing, and marketing is a big thing, because you need to drive traffic to the store. So you need to think about attracting customers to your online store, driving traffic to get your first sales. Learn from your traffic, because there's a complete science behind gathering intel from your traffic, your existing traffic, to improve your store's stats, and you need to optimize your store. Okay, so when we talk about marketing your store, we are speaking about analytics. Okay, you can think about Facebook Pixel. I mean, there are a lot of things that are a little advanced, though I'm not going to waste time on that. But if you want us to dig deeper, we can certainly answer you via email or in the comment section. Okay, you need to think about search engine optimization. Many shoppers turn to Google and other search engines as part of their purchasing journey, whether it is to find a product they saw or heard about, through a friend, or they are conducting some comparison shopping for a purchase. So this is really important to actually have your store set up for that. Okay, and the beauty of search engine optimization, aka SEO, is that you are getting free advertising from Google. This is pretty cool. Okay, and so always remember that the job of a search engine is to show the most relevant results to the user. So you should try to prioritize keywords that are directly relevant to your business. Okay, very important. And this is where I'm just telling you this because if you are trying to make money over the long run continuously and passively, that's the key word here, passively, then you need to set things right up from the start. Okay, and one thing you need to think about is that you need to have a system in place where you constantly learn from your traffic. You have to learn from your users. What are they buying? What are they interested in? Okay, how often do they buy from you, and how much do they buy from you? So you need to analyze your current audience to know exactly what they want and give them, so that you can give them exactly what they want. Very important. Thank you so much for your attention into this conversation. We were actually answering the question that Terrence asked, and he wanted to know how to start an online store from scratch. He has zero experience, and obviously we did our best to give all the advice that we could. The 4 solution ideas, actually the step by step, all the way from the first things first to actually the solution idea number 4. So Terrence, if I were to recap to this conversation, you need to choose an e-commerce platform or online marketplace. You need to decide on a target audience. You need to choose your products. You need to design your site if you want to go with a Shopify, Volusion, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, and whatnot. Okay, you need to connect a payment gateway. Very important. You got to choose a business structure. You need to get your store ready for launch. You need to launch your store. You need to market your store. If you have any question, Terrence, please just let us know. And beloved members of our audience, please feel free to pitch in. And the whole thing is to help Terrence learn and be successful. Thank you so much. God bless you all. And I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.